Hello from a murky and, it has to be said, appreciably chillier West Sussex. Reflected on this week's partner in partnership peer conversation, it was really good to see a full room. Thanks ever so much for everyone who came and was so frank and open in their discussion of how can we make sure the HR machine actually works. A lot of reflections about centres of excellence, service centres and BPs and how they fit together, how they work together. It made me think of the obvious, I suppose, really, which obviously network members will be living on a weekly basis, that HR, like any other function or organisation, has its own silos and how you manage that, really. You'll see some of the quotes in the decks, which are quite powerful in terms of things like, are BPs guilty of perhaps holding on to their relationship with the business too fiercely? One of the speakers was making the point that actually getting the service centres and the centres of excellence to engage with the business and allow them to talk directly to the business is no bad thing. And then actually the BP's real strength is not that actually they own the relationship, but more that they understand as a result of the relationship what the business really wants, what it's currently going through, and is therefore in that role able to diagnose what should be done, which brings us on next. The other quote that really struck me, the other points that really struck me, which was, quote, what's the business problem you're trying to solve? And speakers were very keen to impress this upon network members, and actually that's the mindset BPs and the HR machine as a whole should have in mind when they're going in to create solutions. On the Headspace network earlier in the year, actually, one speaker quoted a business leader saying, HR is a business solution in search of a problem, implying actually that it's too quick with solutions before in diagnosing perhaps what's really needed. And secondly, is HR really putting the customer at the heart of what it does, was the implication from that business leader. And that's something we heard too this week in the partnering partnership. There was a lot of emphasis on put your customer first, that being internal and external. So it was a really interesting discussion. It made me think actually of the Winston Churchill quote you may know about democracy, where he said, democracy is the worst form of government apart from all the others. And it made me think maybe the Ulrich model was the worst form of HR op model apart from all the others, not least because there aren't any others, or there don't seem to be really. Gill, who was speaking, the people director of Nationwide, who spoke this week for us, cited Josh Bursin's work on the HR operating system, which we posted on the Partnering Partnership LinkedIn group, a YouTube piece from him on that. Remains to be seen whether that changes things significantly. It might well do, but interestingly, that I think it's late 80s, the Ulrich model, and it's still going. It's still something we're really working round and trying to make work. And perhaps that's the fact that nothing else has challenged it suggests that really it's as good as it gets, maybe, and its continual evolution means that actually it's probably the best for purpose. Who knows? Be interested in your views actually on that one, or whether you've done something radically different to Ulrich. Either way, I then asked the group, because there was a lot of reflection on how things aren't working quite as well as they should we say? Do we need an op model at all? Is it that actually we're overcomplicating things by having too much structure? And one speaker said, which I thought was a nice way to end, really, I think you have to have the structure, but it only works with accountability. And an awful lot of the discussion came back to that, clear accountability. So I hope that's helpful. The slides will give you much more detail, of course, and we'll see you next time. Thank you ever so much.